Welcome to the Fix Your Problems Podcast. This is the podcast we take the hard problems from these people and we go to Venezuela. We take all the oil because really it's my oil. You know, what do you think of this Venezuela war?
I don't know how to feel about this Venezuela war, man. Like, one thing, yeah, he was a dictator. Absolutely.
Sure, yeah.
Let's get him out.
What's it?
The second part is that what countries do not have Rothschild banking systems.
Yes.
Is it good that the prime minister is like, let's move the embassy to Jerusalem? You know what I mean? Like, and is it good that 5 months before this happened, Israel was like, yo, we should do a regime change in fucking Venezuela? I don't know, man. Like, that's weird to me. But at the same time, yeah, no, he was not a good guy.
Yeah.
Sure. Who else is not a good guy?
A lot of people.
A lot of fucking people, man. And this guy was sitting on a lot of wealth. And I mean, I think when Biden was in power, even his younger cousins or his nephews got traded for American prisoners because they were smuggling cocaine directly to America and were caught doing it. Those were his nephews. His family was involved in that shit too. So this guy and his whole family, very bad. Very bad. Very bad. But a lot of these world leaders these days are very bad, and I have a hard time where one of them is like, I'm the good one, and it's like, no, you're not. Nuh-uh.
Exactly.
Nuh-uh. But he's also bad. It's like, yeah, he is. Is it your job to get him away? I don't know. So I have a hard time taking a stance on it.
Whenever they're trying to convince you, like, this is the good guys, it's all of these people are lizards.
They are. They are, man. I mean, just listening to that guy, this was on a radio station. He called in on a radio station after he apparently left Area 51. He was a worker there. He was panicking in the woods or something. Like, they're fucking after me. He was talking about aliens not really being from outer space or interdimensional beings that are already here and they're already taking over, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, what the fuck's going on, man? What the fuck's going on, man?
But it's very interesting. You know, we talked about it earlier. I have some Venezuelans in my family. They, at least the ones that are here, I haven't heard them being like, yeah, this is actually good that America's coming. But I'm seeing so much on Instagram and TikTok and shit of like the protests and Venezuelan people showing up to the protests being like, no, we like this. Is that perhaps the same sort of funded stuff that like Black Lives Matter was, you know? Are those Venezuelan people getting paid by the Americans to like talk good? Or is it actually a lot of people like very excited for this? This might mean good things for Venezuela.
I think both sides are funded as a propaganda machine because there's this one guy on TikTok and his journalism is basically all about going after, because there are companies that are sponsored by like Goldman Sachs and these like really rich ass motherfuckers that are just paid to go protest.
Yeah. That's been going on for a lot of years, man.
Yeah. But this guy he went to specifically one in New York, and he knows like the CEOs of these companies, and he knows some of the workers, and he knows how much they get paid because he found their documents. And he went up to one of them and was like, hey, bro, are you getting paid for this? I saw that your company's got a $2 million donation. Is this why you guys are here? Why don't you want to answer any questions? Why don't you want to look at me? And they were like, these are people that get ready on these sites. They have signs ready. And there's all a propaganda machine on both sides of this motherfucking thing. That's what I think. Were they just for the oil? I don't know. Because at the same time,
it's the gold, man.
Also the silver, because like Goldman Sachs, the JP Morgan was, it's basically been almost under, like fully liquid. Like they owe a lot of companies. And then when this happens, they out of nowhere are able to pay a bunch of fines that cost billions of dollars. And then they start making a silver refining plant that is also in cahoots with the military complex at the same time. I think this is also a resource grab. This was not just a regime change. This was a hardcore resource grab. And silver is on top of that shit at the moment. And the oil as well. What are we doing? We're fucking investing. You know what I'm saying? We're fucking going in hard right now. We're going in hard on that shit.
We got to play this clip here. This is from Jack Ryan Season 2, Episode 1. So I haven't seen the show, but I've seen this clip many times now on Instagram. And it's funny. Have you ever heard of predictive programming?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the idea for predictive programming is a lot of movies out there that sort of play out a scenario that then happens in the United States and Iraq, lots of things. like the 9/11, the shooting of Charlie Kirk, a lot of things like this. But we're going to talk about here the Venezuela clip from Jack Ryan.
Question will always be, with what lens are you watching the news? Let's say you just got home from work, you get through the door, you turn on the TV, and that's what you see. What would you assume is the most major threat on the world stage? Anybody, just call it out. You don't have to raise your hand.
Definitely Russia.
Definitely Russia. That's confident. I like it. Who says Russia? Anybody agree with her? Hands? Okay, great. Who else?
China.
Stop yelling at me, but China is a good answer. Anybody? Who else? China?
Yeah, I've seen
North Korea?
North Korea. Any North Korea takers? And Venezuela? Anybody? No? Oh, yeah. One guy in the back. A little worried about Venezuela. Everybody's cool with Venezuela? No threat? Okay. Let me ask you this. Which one of these places can claim to have the largest oil deposit on the planet? More than Saudi? More than Iran? Wow. Okay, what about things like gold? More than all the mines in Africa combined? The fact is that Venezuela is arguably the single greatest resource of oil and minerals on the planet. So, why is this country in the midst of one of the greatest humanitarian crises in modern history? Let's meet President Nicolas Reyes.
So obviously in the TV show, I really don't like when they do this. So they talk about a country and explain exactly what's going on in real life. But then it just like change the president, change the scenario. But in the show even, they're invading Venezuela. It's kind of interesting. This was 6 years ago. And, it's obviously horrible that people die, and I hope all the families there are getting safe and shit, but there's nothing we can do that, America's going to invade whoever the fuck they want, so.
Yeah. The peace president.
Yep.
Love that guy.
We talk about this a lot. It hurts my brain sometimes to think, like, now it's been 10 years of probably actually maybe about 11 years of just constant Donald Trump news.
Yeah.
Like,
good, bad, psyop, both side, left side.
Absolutely. All sides.
It's horrible.
Shot, was he fake shot? It's just, and eventually, a few years, we'll just be discussing some other guy. Or some other woman, maybe, maybe there will be a Hillary Clinton too. The Revenge of the Sith, a lot of, this is never going to end. He's not the worst president of all time. Some people say he is. All of them have been horrible in some ways, good in some ways. A lot of Americans have made tons of money throughout the years with Trump. Even Biden. It's.
I mean, what's been happening since fucking 2012, bro? Have you searched up like the 2012 phenomenon, like reality split?
Really? Wait. Okay.
So there was a guy. This is all just I don't remember. There's a theory going on that there was something that happened in December 21st, 2012, where reality like split off and created its separate timeline.
And this is interesting because at 2012 also is the Mayan calendar, like the end of the world. But I even remember hearing it back then, like, no, it's not exactly what it means. It's like a shift, and some people say polar shifts are going to happen. But
that could happen. I mean, we see that happening. We haven't really seen any sort of bad, like the winters are getting worse sometimes, but like winter's getting warmer here a little bit. Yeah. And I definitely think it's historical that the polars switch from north to south and south to north.
That's an interesting. I don't know if we have any proof of that shit. Like when I mention that to people, they're like, "What do you mean?" Fucking.
Well, people just don't know. Nah. But I like it was warmer here when the Vikings were here.
That type of shit. Okay, that's interesting.
So I definitely do think the poles switch, and the people are just ill-informed on that.
Tell us a little more about. So I have it here. The idea emerged from the broader 2012 phenomenon, which was a range of esoteric beliefs tied to the end date of a 5,126-year-long cycle in the Mesoamerican long calendar, which also the Mayan calendar. A lot of people, so the key concepts are like a timeline shift. Some proponents believe in the world moved to a slightly different parallel timeline around 2012, which is like 2012 is a crazy year. Yeah, Obama became president. That was also one of the biggest psyops of all time in America. That like he's the
he was the good guy. He coined the term double tap. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Double tap is when you bomb a site, you wait for emergency responders to come in, and then you bomb it again.
No
He
way.
used to be the king of that shit. That wasn't even a thing before he started doing that. He was the #1 president in launching fucking rockets, but maybe not anymore, but he was.
So Barack Obama did not use this phrase double tap as an official saying, but rather the U.S. military tactic sheets under his administrations were widely reporting and criticized using double tap drone strikes.
He was the guy on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, and also I remember in 2016 where people were like, what's Trump doing in the border? And all these pictures came out of these people in cages. No, that was from when Obama was president.
Obama built those cages, bro.
Brother, is a psyop left, right, and center with all this shit, man.
People have him, I'm not saying we are perfect or we have perfect memory or whatever. Of course we don't. But people have amnesia. But like, if you go back to 2016 when he was becoming president, Donald Trump, everything was saying like, a lot of people, like, I was obviously only 16 years old, so it doesn't matter what I thought back then. But a lot of people were very convinced, like, yeah, he's going to be the change. Like, he's sort of like, he's not in the system, whatever. But if you just look back, either he wasn't in the system and immediately when he became president, he's shilling for Israel, he's doing anything that the large military complex wants. Or he was just, the whole time, this was the plan. There's also something you can look up from the Hillary emails. Hillary Clinton and her her people that were around her when she was running for president helped Donald Trump get more votes. Like they helped him in the beginning become like a large figure because they believed that no one's obviously going to vote for this, so we should make him be the ones that we're competing with, so he'll definitely lose.
Yeah,
they didn't lose. They did lose. I mean, and a lot of people are like, yeah, that's fact right there. That obviously he's not in the system because look what he did. But just look back. He did Operation Warp Speed. I talked about this all the time. So what is Operation Warp Speed? In 2019, so Operation Warp Speed was formed to encourage private and public partnerships to enable faster approval and production of vaccines during the pandemic. The name was inspired by terminology for faster than light travel used in Star Trek universe. And this is something that Trump put together to basically make the testing of these these things be on us. Like, there were no testing on humans before it got distributed to all of us. We were the tests. And like, a lot of people, at least on the podcast I was listening to back then, were like, this is the time when they're like, oh, never mind. Like, I lost all hope in this, the great white hope,
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we're going to get off this little political thing. Should we get into some questions here from the podcast viewers?
Can I read one godly quote first before we get into that? Let's cleanse our minds after that.
Yes.
This is John 8:12. When Jesus spoke again to the people, he said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. I feel that very deeply. Since I started really, on my walks with my dog, I started praying, thanking God for all he does for me. I'm not asking too much. I'm usually just thanking him. And I'm the only ask of him is that he keeps opening doors for me and letting me see that that's a door that he is opening up, and that he strengthens my will in making me see that if I'm trying to open the door, if it's him, I'm just trying to put all my faith in him. And I definitely feel that my life has gotten a lot lighter and a lot more life in it.
A lot more life, yo.
A lot more life, man. A lot more life.
That's positive. The people that are listening, maybe you're just skipping these parts, which is cool. But we're just trying to be positive. Even if you don't believe in God or whatever, it's all positive stuff, and we hope it helps.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get into the Bearman questions. The first lot of questions here from him. So we obviously, every episode we talk to our old boxing coach.
We love him,
the Bearman.
Yeah. One thing though. In 2012, you know what was turned on? The world's largest, most powerful particle accelerator.
Yeah. And a lot of people are like, that's gonna cause the end of the world.
Is that when we split?
It makes
Is that when we split into two different timelines? We were in the fucking nightmare timeline. But in the nightmare timeline, like God says, there's light, and if you follow Him, there's always light. Even in the nightmare realm, like we are, there's fucking light if you believe and you keep fucking fighting.
Then that's fucking nuts. 2012. Look into it. What's the first question here from Bearman? We have. Oh no. So he's calling back to the Venezuela crisis that's going on right now. If you could kidnap a nation's leader and take over the country, what country would you choose and what leader?
I can't say that I'll be shot.
Yes.
Well, I think we're all thinking the same thing here, but if it's so easy to go in and grab a guy like that, why can't we do that in other places?
Yeah, there is a certain country in the Middle East that we do have some problems with, but it seems that every president except JFK doesn't have a problem with it. They seem to love that country very much.
And we're always talking about the ruler of Iran, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Obviously talking about him. Yep.
Obviously, those countries. Let me go back here. So, in the year 2000, there were 9 countries without a Rothschild-owned and controlled bank. Afghanistan, Iraq, Sudan, Libya, Cuba, North Korea, Iran, Syria, Venezuela. They're down to I think 3 or something out of these countries. It's crazy. The Rothschilds never stop.
Yeah, even one of the Rothschilds tweeted about it. He was happy about it happened. It's like, are you really that? Yeah, it's like, are you really that blatant about the control? That's horrible. That's horrible. But yeah.
Honestly,
next question before he gets shot at.
What if we took the hold up, leader of Greenland, Jens Fredrik Nielsen? That's very interesting. It's got my name.
Jens.
So, listen, we obviously want to take over Greenland so we can sell it to America for cash, big cash.
Big cash. We want big oil.
No, it's funny. In our news here in Iceland, we get the same sort of Trump crap all the time, just endless amounts of Trump.
Yeah.
And they're always talking about. So, Donald Trump mocked the Danish defense in Greenland. Quote, they added one more dog sled.
I don't believe that, man. I don't believe
they must have added more shit.
One dog sled? Are you fucking serious?
I mean, he repeatedly said that the United States must acquire Greenland if it's particularly important to the U.S. national security. I think it's a lot more to do with the Arctic, or obviously, it connects to Russia and stuff, but there has to be some shit in the north,
Yeah, and then he was also being like, Denmark went to Greenland in 1792, and we probably had a boat there too. Like something like some bullshit like that. It's like,
interesting,
motherfucker, come on, man.
Let's play this clip real quick. We're gonna get to the next question.
And on Greenland, on Greenland now? Yeah, on Greenland. How did we come up to Greenland? So, do you expect to take an action against Greenland? Well, I don't want to talk about Greenland. Let's talk about Venezuela, Russia, Ukraine, and we'll worry about Greenland in about 2 months.
Like, they're all laughing and shit, but
in 2 months, I'm selling my crypto before March.
Do you think there's a big connection to that, to Greenland, to your crypto and shit, really? Well, we're talking about...
I think if he actually goes after... Because, we saw it go up now because, now more oil money is flowing into the oil companies in America, more gold, more silver. If he goes after Greenland, I think Europe is going to be, and the NATO and all that, they're all going to be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
If he actually just storms it in the same way the British came here during the Second World War, the First World War, and came with boats, you know what I mean? It's going to be like a hostile, weird takeover, and I don't like that. And I think that is going to be a crash.
So a big crash, okay.
I think so.
And so what he's talking about, back in the Second World War, the British just showed up. No one invited them. No one wanted them, and they just showed up. They sort of seized control a little bit. And how did it happen? Did they leave before America came, or?
I think that was all a coup. I think America and Britain had made a deal that Britain's gonna come first. They're gonna be like, they're gonna be just coming here and they're gonna set up their base. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't like they came over and they started just fucking shooting people or starting to act real stupid. It wasn't like that. But then America comes in with a great, beautiful fucking bill, and it's like, we just want to build up here a country. We're going to pay a lot of money. We're going to have a little military base here, and it's going to be like, oh, fine. We did have Dairy Queen. We did have Wendy's.
That's very interesting. Hjalti remembers this. I
don't remember this. This is just stories from my dad.
True.
I didn't live. When did the army even leave?
I got it right here. So in 10th of May 1940, Operation Fork, which is very funny. Germans had just invaded Denmark and Norway. Iceland subtly had no protection, and Britain was afraid Germany would use Iceland as a naval and air base in the North Atlantic, which I think is probably the true thing.
That's true.
But I don't think they're like noble, like, oh, save Iceland. We're always thought of as like a landing pad for
we're a military aircraft carrier in the middle of the Atlantic.
Exactly.
The army left in 2006. I moved back to Iceland in 2006, so I don't remember them before that really or at all. But these are stories from my dad because he grew up in this town, and we talk about this time period a lot because he was young, and him and his friend would sometimes, because there was a fence.
Yeah.
They would sometimes hop the fence. They knew where to get through that shit. They would also play basketball often with the army guys. And they would often be driven back down to the main gate because they were trying to get a Wendy's or whatever. Some of the army guys are cool. Some of them are a little bit nutty. But like also like you probably are sad if you get sent to Iceland for some, you know what I mean? Like there's nothing going on here.
Yeah, it's very interesting though because it might be the opposite. Like after a while, because I mean, there's a thing a lot of older people in Iceland know as the happening, which means that when all these troops came from like 1940 to 1945, they were banging our women, of course.
Yeah.
You know? Beautiful Icelandic women. And like a huge boost in like kids in Iceland without fathers and shit. And it's a little, at least we didn't get the same shit as Germany got after the Second World War. You know, our women weren't raped and shit. So I don't think it's the worst thing, but I got the facts here. So the British troops showed up in Reykjavik without Iceland's permission on the 10th of May, 1940. And Britain stayed and began building airfields, roads, and infrastructure, which massively changed Iceland forever, obviously. Like, in Keflavik, you know, we're from the airport town, so because we're from this town here, we're not from, like, the capital or whatever, I always feel like a huge connection to the United States.
Yeah,
you know,
because they were here.
Yeah, they were in this town, like this. And also, right now, like today, there are American troops, there are Canadian troops, there are British troops, there are, I think, Norway and Finland troops here.
Yeah,
like,
they practice
on the
a lot.
base right there, which is like 10 kilometers from where we're recording right now.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I get to drive around the airport. I get to sometimes drive around the army things. And I mean, when there were like B-2 bombers here, I was working up really close to the airport, so I would see them take off. You see
Crazy.
3 B-2 bombers go into the
shit.
fucking air, bro. That shit's fucking crazy, man.
But so about a year later, the 7th of July, 1941, this is very interesting. This happened before the U.S. officially entered World War II, before Pearl Harbor. Pearl Harbor was on December 7th. Very interesting. That's the same date, but a few months later. In my opinion, Pearl Harbor was let happen by the United States government. Interesting. Britain was stretched thin, and the U.S. wanted to secure Atlantic shipping routes, which obviously makes sense. So the United States showed up. U.S. troops replaced British forces. Iceland agreed under pressure, still technically neutral. At its peak, this is crazy. So we talked about this before. Our town, little town here, has about 25,000 people, probably, you know, double that in amount of tourists that come through here like every month. You know, I'm not sure about those numbers. You might know better. But at the peak, there were over 40,000 American soldiers in Iceland.
Jeez.
More than Reykjavik's population at the time.
Jeez.
That's fucking crazy.
I mean, even at that time, there was maybe like 3,000-4,000 living here, like Icelanders living in Keflavik, you know what I mean? So put that on top.
There was a lot. Okay, so at the time, obviously, the population was way smaller. This led to major U.S.-Iceland relations, and honestly, since we've been like attached at the hip, we are Israel's second supporter. You know what I'm saying? Even though a lot of our government can be yapping about that all day, we just go along with whatever the hell the United States does. just does that, and this directly influenced Iceland becoming a republic in 1944. And in my opinion, it was like, you know, this was forced to happen. I've talked about this before. Our first presidents, and honestly, in my opinion, still, were all Freemasons.
Yeah.
The Freemason Lodge was opened, I believe, in 1944. I don't feel like... I've never, and as being an Icelandic person, I've never felt like we're some great republic that's like by themselves and control their own future or whatever. I just feel like we're a 52nd state or something.
Yeah.
No,
And I mean, technically, we're on the American tectonic plate.
that's interesting.
Technically, we are. So technically, at least like our part of Iceland that we live in, that's on
very
the American
interesting.
side, you know?
And in Iceland, that's a famous tourist spot. I don't remember exactly where it is, but you could go.
It's not far from here. I think it's like 40 minutes, 50 minutes drive.
So you
I
can
think it's
go
closer than Selfoss even.
You could walk across both tectonic plates.
I was looking at the population throughout Iceland throughout the years, and it says in 1800 it was only like 47,000 people.
What? Wait, 1800?
In 1800 and 1901 there was 80,000.
Yeah, which seems like a lot. And you know, we're going to make a Tartaria episode eventually. We're a little excited for that. We'll talk a lot, you know, about all this.
Come from the land down under.
And in my opinion, like, there's some sort of reset around, you know, 1770, 1800. America formed. All these places were founded. I did send Hjalti an interesting video. I don't know if you watched it, but I just finished it this morning. Where
I haven't checked that out yet. No, I know what you guys are talking about. No, I haven't seen it.
This is like so I don't watch a lot of conspiracy stuff like videos anymore. I've kind of like watched too much of it over years, and you're not. After a while, you're not learning much. You're hearing the same things over and over.
Yeah.
But there's a YouTube channel called My Lunch Break. So if you go to YouTube, search that up. Shout out My Lunch Break. And he's been on this for years. He's been sending emails and corresponding with all the institutions that are that control these old world buildings. So let's talk about one building here, like the what's it called? Okay, the U.S. Capitol.
Yeah.
So an important building like that, you would imagine they have a ton of evidence, a ton of pictures, and everything about it. That's like, yeah, we built it like this, we did it, we changed it here.
I don't.
No. So he has been talking to these institutions for a long time, and it's the foundation of it's the wing of the government that's responsible for architecture and basically keeping plans for everything, all that sort of stuff. They actually send them their master list, which I was like, what does that even mean?
What does that mean?
It's just, as you think, it's a gigantic Excel sheet with every detail about every single building that the U.S. Government is responsible for. So that means like every building that the government made, happen. They funded either with tax money or something. Because there's a ton of cool buildings like the Empire State Building. I think that's not government made. Those were by maybe billionaires and stuff like that. But the Capitol building obviously was commissioned, funded by the government with tax money. And in that document even, they have 3 documents that are sketches and facade pictures, which means it's just a sketching of the face of the building. It's not like blueprints or floor plans or anything. They have three documents like that. And wouldn't you know it, those documents are dated about 60 years after it was constructed. So they have 0 evidence for the construction. They have no blueprints. They have no images. Nothing.
Love that.
And this video is just interesting to me. You might not give a shit.
Check it out. Yeah. I mean, I used to stay in Washington, D.C. a lot, and I've been around a lot of that stuff. So
D.C. is like, that was the
place.
Point of that. Whatever this hell civilization was here before, in the American continent, that's where it was, man. Like it's shaped like an owl. It's so much of that.
I walked around them monuments. They're weird, bro.
And the obelisk. They always say, the obelisk. It's called the I think Washington Monument. They say that it's been built from bricks that were in Civil War like forts and shit.
Yeah,
I just don't believe that because I just believe it's been there before they found that shit.
Yeah. You know what? One thing though I just remembered was the big like infinity pool that's in front of that shit. There was no water in it when I was there, so we walked in the middle of it.
Oh, you got down?
I went in there and I was walking it because there was no water there, and I was like, this doesn't happen often. So me and the homies just walked through there.
I was there in 2012, and the same thing. They were just cleaning it or whatever.
Yeah.
But my mom, I was so young, they didn't even think, can we go in there? That's crazy. How did it feel to be down there? Was it huge looking up? Like
no, it isn't deep.
No, okay.
It isn't deep at all. It's not deep. Like if there was water, like don't you remember the clip from Forrest Gump when he runs through it? It's not deep. It's not deep, bro.
Of course it's not deep.
I mean, if you were a kid, maybe you thought it was. I mean, no, there was no water there though.
No, I just don't even remember that.
Yeah, okay.
I remember the Smithsonian. Those were very interesting as a kid.
I never actually went into there.
Yeah,
I should have.
and like to me, I would love to go back because the Smithsonian is the it's like responsible for the most deletion of history in the world.
Right? Yeah.
Like,
Also there's like one of the biggest Bible museums there as well.
really, yeah.
I don't think
That's
it gets
crazy.
much attention, but
Yeah.
me and my boy Robbie, we were always like planning to go there, but we just got so caught up with work and being in like a mindset that it was hard to do anything except for work.
Oh, here it is, Museum of the Bible, Washington D.C.
Yeah.
Damn.
Should have gone there.
Yeah, this looks tight. Looks like a cool church, but
Yeah. Do we have? Does Bear Man have another question?
yeah.
I feel like we went on a little tangent here.
Long-ass tangent. So, yeah, we're done with the regime change here. Is this his question? Are you crazy? So,
Is he trying to get a
it's
shot?
a little silly. So, this is a marry, fuck, kill question.
Okay.
Housewife, girl boss, hot alien babe.
Marry housewife,
Oh, okay. Yep. Marry the housewife.
obviously. Kill the alien, because fuck aliens. Warhammer, all day long. Fuck aliens. And then I'm guessing, yeah, fuck the girl boss. That's horrible.
I'm gonna fuck the alien because when do you ever get a chance to fuck an alien?
You're horrible, Frikki.
Gotta kill the girl boss. You have to die. Sorry. I was dead housewives getting married because that is my wife.
The Black Templars would be really mad at you right now.
The Black Templars?
Though those are my guys in Warhammer. They're real. They're really like they really
Oh,
hate the
shit.
aliens. They're real racist motherfuckers. They really be evil on them fucking aliens, bro.
I thought that would just be like gangster Knights Templars. The Black Templars.
That's what they look like. Yeah.
Oh fuck, that looks sick.
Right.
I still haven't played that Warhammer game. I never played with
Play
the
Space Marine 2.
Yeah. No, still haven't played that one. But
Oh, that's so good.
the story's got to be real fun.
Real good. Fuck aliens.
So we got questions from. We might as well name it. It's Thomas.
Hey,
There's a guy that's definitely gonna be on the podcast someday. He
big Tommy business.
big time in business. So me and Hjalti like years ago when we were all in that Tate school and everything, we actually created our own like Discord group to try to get basically just trying to meet some more guys in Iceland that were trying to do like work online or
Yeah, like ambitious young Icelandic guys.
yeah. You know, we're trying to have some gay sex. No. But he has a question here, and Tommy, he does a lot of cool stuff on the internet. It's just
It was funny. A guy from my work knows him because Tommy used to buy a lot of CS:GO skins.
that's hilarious. That
Like
does make sense.
he would go on Icelandic CS:GO trading sites and he would just message everyone and try to buy their shit.
Wow, okay.
I think he made some money off that probably.
Yeah.
He's smart.
He's an
smart.
ambitious kid. We really like him and respect him.
Yeah.
So his first question here. Wait, what? Okay, can you rank your favorite online guru? We're not gonna do like a full rank thing.
No,
list.
but I mean, Alex Hermosi has to be up there.
Oh, yeah.
I really like Alex Hermosi. Like that's the one guy that I'm like, yeah, Alex Hermosi, man. I haven't really checked out any business guys for a while. I really like Tom Bilyeo. I don't know how to say that. The impact theory guy. He's not really fully business, but he's really mindset. He gets cool people on sometimes. He's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, this guy. Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he's business. He's not business at all. Like not this likely, but he has pretty cool people on. He has pretty good questions. I think he's all right.
I can't claim I've like worked directly with this guy, but my team member made a ton of videos for this guy,
Okay.
and the content game is so funny. You could be making reels for some guy, and the guy has no idea because it's like 4 levels of contractors.
Yeah.
So,
True.
but yeah, I've seen a lot of his podcasts, and I love Alex Hermosi. I haven't watched him for a long time. I mainly liked. So this got me really like. It made me actually take action. A lot of the Alex Hermosi stuff is like you can keep watching all the YouTube videos from all these guys and motivate yourself, but if you don't do anything, then nothing's gonna happen.
Exactly.
And my favorite stuff from him, if you go to YouTube, search Alex Hermosi, and look at the videos where he's just sitting in his like tiny office, It's basically like a cupboard where
Yeah.
he worked. Those videos are like, some of them are 30, 40 minutes, hour long. They're like incredible. Like some of these things it'll like connect things in your mind that'll make everything seem a little easier, and hopefully you'll start on this project, whatever you're trying to do.
Yeah, I like his long format videos, and people got to be less afraid of watching long format 30-hour videos. You watch like 5 episodes that are all 20 to 40 minutes long, but you can't watch a guy on YouTube for an hour.
I think
that actually does some helpful shit for you. Are you fucking kidding me? What is your attention span? What the fuck is that?
I think it's a little different with women, because most women are probably not interested in this entrepreneur shit.
Yeah.
But guys that I hear, like, because I'm a podcast listener. I usually, if I'm doing a task which doesn't require me to like listen or whatever, I usually have one AirPod in and I'm listening to some sort of podcast or audiobook. And so watching like an hour Alex Hormozy video while I'm doing other shit is fucking nothing. It's easy.
Right.
But so, these people don't have the attention span.
Do a dopamine reset, guys. Do a dopamine reset. Delete Instagram, delete TikTok for a week or two, and do not be scrolling. I mean, I've done that, and then I just switched to YouTube Reels or Facebook videos.
Yeah.
Get away from all that. Do a little dopamine reset. Go on walks without a headset on.
Okay, I have not done.
Be in your thoughts.
Oof. I do that sometimes. Like I go on walks most days, and if there is something bothering me, I just sort of automatically just pause and I'm not listening to anything. I'm just thinking a lot or whatever. But Hjalti got a dog, so he's out there walking with his dog
every single day. Well, my parents usually do weekends, and I work. I'm on shift work. You know what I mean? Like it can be any day of the week that I'm working on.
right.
But I try to, because my parents are home on weekends and they work. I mean, it's kind of same hours that I do, but I have a little break between, so I can kind of go home.
I think it'll be my girlfriend owns a husky, and so when she moves in, like I'll be going on walks with dogs, and I think that's gonna be like a nice thing.
Yeah,
because
we could go on one together.
That'll be fun. We can have dog dates, and
dates. Why are you being so gay about it, man?
You know a lot more about dogs and stuff like that, so I bet maybe it'll be a problem in the first time they meet or whatever.
Well, my dog is really good with that stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how he is, but we'll see.
My dog, when we used to take him to like a doggy daycare sometimes, they would use him with like the more difficulter dogs because he's not phased. And if something is really bad, he fucking reacts, and then the other dog is like, oh shit, okay.
What breed is your dog again?
The Icelandic sheepdog, 100% bred.
Yeah. He's a very, very big, fluffy. Like I remember.
Who was the fat puppy?
Yeah, I remember when he got the dog. It was like a tiny, cute puppy, like fat. And then like maybe a year ago when I went to your house like randomly, and he like came up to me, and was like, "Holy shit, it's like a sheep, like a big sheep."
It's a big fluffy guy now, and he's so soft. I love that guy.
So next question here from Tommy. And this is not the same Tommy we called on the Patreon episode. If you guys have listened to that, recommend you go to Patreon/FixedYourProblemsPodcast. Great stuff.
Yeah.
He says here, so Tommy works in the same sort of thing I do. And also, just like you were talking about the CSGO skins, he's done a bunch of weird stuff that I've never even thought of. So he says here, how do you hire motivated people that care about scaling your business?
Ooh.
Have you hired a lot of people? You on the project you work in the States, you hired a bunch.
We hired I think at one point we had 25 salespeople, but then before that, when we were doing a different thing, at one time we had 200 Filipinos in training. So, and I've had to be there while we were firing all of them because we were changing our operations.
How did you fire? Did you do a big Zoom call with all of them?
Big Zoom call.
Oh yeah,
and then I got flooded with messages of fake kids being in the hospital and that they needed pay right away, and it was like, oh my god, it was horrible. But you can't. It's really hard to hire someone like that right off the bat. It's also about training them correctly and having the right sort of conversation with them. It's really hard finding someone that is just that off the bat. You can, but how long does that last? Like having that sort of work group is really hard. And I even I even set up, because we had a Slack channel for our salespeople. I would create like AI bots of like motivational speakers that would send messages every now and then to really get people fired up. Like it's an atmosphere you need to create as well. Yeah. It's not, you can't just hire those. Thing, right? Yeah, it's a daily thing. We would even meet up daily. We would go over journaling, and we would do like maybe like a little mindset video, 15 minutes, watch something.
Nice.
Like it's more of a culture thing that you have to set, and you have to be the one on top of it. If you're gonna be the boss, you're gonna hire these people.
I would like one thing way back when I started working with Hjalti for this thing in the States. They did like Discord sort of like calls every
single day at noon, every single day. It was quantum.
Noon for you, but it was like 5 or 6 in the PM for me.
Yeah,
and it was really fun because I would finish my job in Greece when I lived there, like log off and then go for a walk and just listen to this call. And it was nothing crazy. It was that was like the CEO guy, inspiring the people, and then asking anybody if they have questions, anything. And to me, some of these people sounded crazy because they were like too motivated.
Yep. It was Quantum Society. If anybody here knows Quantum Society, hey guys, I was on there. I was one of the mods. So if you know me, I talked like a couple of times, but yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I love that. Like I got to speak on there a few times. I love public speaking. But okay, so I run a video editing business. We make a lot of content, and I have always I've kind of changed the way I hire people because I used to try to go to the bottom of the barrel, find people that are new at this, making videos, making Photoshops or whatever, that don't have a lot of experience, and then I'm able to shape them into to what I need, and obviously cheaper because if you run a business, you want to make more money. That's just how it is. I would say now, like I have 2 employees that have been working with me for like almost 3 years now, which I'm pretty proud of.
Oh yeah,
that. And I've paid them every month. We've gone through lots of, I love getting messages from them like, my family loves you and stuff like this. And I've even heard stuff like Hjalti was talking about, like when you don't want to, when you decide like, okay, this guy isn't good enough, I'm not going to keep working with him. They might start sending you random messages like, yeah, my dad died in a car crash and my mom's gay,
Yeah,
stuff like this.
Stuff like that comes up, man. I remember this one picture so vividly. It was of this person's kid, and it was a fake hospital. They had a fake piece in their fucking nose, and they were like, "We need to get this pay." And I was like, "Well, I'm just a tech guy. I don't do the pay. You have to talk to the big boss." But at the same time, I was like, "This is so fake." I was like, "What is this?" But people get desperate when you get to that point.
And my thing maybe that might help this person with the how do you hire motivated people. I don't think I'm that good yet at finding people that want to scale with me. I would say when I hire new people, I usually do this where I use Loom, which is like a thing that you can record your screen and record your camera and send links to people. Yeah, it's great.
Alex Ramosi even uses Loom.
Oh yeah, literally, I swear to God, from an Alex Ramosi video that I was talking about earlier, I discovered Loom, and I've been using it since I started my business. And they just recently hired their prices. Not cool.
Fuck
not
that.
At all.
That's not cool.
But what I always do is I've done this mistake many times where I try to hire 2 or 3 people at once, and then like I dilute myself and I can't focus on it, so they all get a worse experience from me. So I would say hire one person at a time if it's complicated stuff like content. And for me, I try to make sure it's like a daily thing. I'm talking to them every day. I try to send videos if I can instead of typing, or voice messages if I'm confident they can understand. And I'll be transparent. After the first few months of my business, I hired, Pakistanis, Indians. I hired a few British guys, one American, Filipino, some guy from Germany, like lots of like people from all over, because I found them on Fiverr and Upwork. But after I found a great guy from Pakistan who I mean, he's been great because he wanted just to do anything. Like he was always asking me like, is there other sides of this business I can help you with or whatever? I have friends that do this. Can they help you? Which has been a great help. And so after that, I just decided I only hire Pakistanis. And that might not sound too cool to a lot of people, but I love Pakistanis. They're awesome. And some of them are obviously not awesome. I've met a ton of them which are just always messaging me for, my mom died and I have to get money. Why won't you want to work with me anymore? And then they do terrible work. I would say if you could try to hire someone and it's called onboarding. You got to onboard them into your system and you got to teach them what you need. If you get really good at getting someone to understand what you need, you'll be in a way better spot to find people that actually are motivated. Because you'll be able to know right away after like the first few looms and they've done some work, you'll know, okay, this person isn't super motivated to work. He's always taking a few days off. He's not responding, doesn't care that much. And you'll find that person that's like responds right away and wants to do shit all the time.
Yeah, don't be afraid to rotate people out. If they don't fit the vision and if they are not all about it, take them off.
Yeah,
you can't have a crew member that doesn't want to fucking row the sails when it gets hard. You know what I mean?
And to anyone that's maybe running a sort of content or marketing business online and you're hiring people from Fiverr, I'm just going to give you these little rundowns that might help you. I usually, if I find someone that I like on Fiverr and I believe can make a good video, I pay them up front for, let's say, 2 or 3 videos. You pay them whatever they and also you decide the price. Never go to Fiverr and see their prices and be like, all right, that's his price. You have to be the CEO and decide this is what I'm willing to pay. Are you able to do it for this much? All right, cool. And then once you've done a few things with them and you've already paid them up front for that, you got to get them onto your way of business. I used to pay people twice a month, pretty much just because I felt like it was nice. I enjoyed bi-weekly. These sort of American thing it's done more in America, but I moved it to end of the month, so not on the 1st, because in Iceland a lot of people get paid on the 1st or 2nd, and
I get paid on the 1st. Yeah,
it can cause like a lot of distress. Your banks, like your credit cards, might need to pay them on the 2nd, and your job pays you on the 2nd. It might be stressful, so I always pay a day or 2 before the month is over. I just enjoy that. Obviously, we track everything in Excel sheets, and I prefer, if you're finding people on Fiverr, tell them I'm willing to pay you on Fiverr or PayPal or Payoneer. That's a thing that's very big in Pakistan and India. Don't make sure you're not paying in like 5 different ways every month. Mm-hmm. That won't help you. I usually pay most of my guys in PayPal. If anyone doesn't want to use that, I just decide I don't work with them. It's a lot easier than having to have all these fucking weird subscriptions.
Yeah. Having like 5 different payment processors to fucking send cash, that's fucking horrible.
Yeah, and the business is paying, we're paying fees all the fucking time, so we might as well make it easier for ourselves.
Yep. I even, that's a good point, like even for a bunch of the websites I was I'm setting up, I was using this one service to like send automatic emails for the websites.
Oh, yeah?
And I was like, yo, these websites aren't getting that much traffic. I'm just fucking moving everything over to Zapier just so I can have one stop place where I can do everything.
Yeah.
And I know Zapier very well and I know how to fucking use it. I want to just stick to that, not 5 different websites that I'm using for basically one thing that Zapier can do all together.
Yeah.
Sure, the other ones might be cheaper, but with 5 of them on top of each other, they probably cost just the same as I'm paying for fucking Zapier.
And if you are running a business, this is obvious, but stay on top of all your spending. This happened to me. I didn't like connect the dots for the last 2 months. Google started upping my subscription by double, just out of nowhere. Which means like I pay for storage on Google Drive and I pay for all the services I use there, and they basically, their idea is, we thought you were going to use more storage, so we upped your plan to basically double the price, which was fucking annoying as hell. So it's just make sure you're not overpaying, bro.
Yeah, you got to stay on top of that. I've been getting a little bit better at making sure I'm canceling subscriptions and not just be like seeing them every month being like, oh, I gotta cancel that. Like actually going in, cancel, and making sure I'm not letting money bleed in wrong areas,
Yeah, dude. It's crazy, man. Like Alex, this is also like from Alex Ramosi. Like I can't even imagine, but like the amount of bleed that he must have experienced in all his businesses, hundreds of thousands of dollars in different ways and shit. It's crazy.
With more money come more problems.
Oh, so I'm dealing with a technical issue right now. One of my screens took my Google Chrome tab and I can't get it back. But we have the next question here.
Let's go.
So, will AI screw over mankind and the financial life in the next 10 years? It's a very wise question. I in my opinion, AI has been a thing that the government and other entities have been using for much longer than 2022 or whatever. In the daily lives that we live, I think it's not going to get much crazier. Sam Hyde has a way of explaining it where like AI is also like self-driving cars. So okay, 10 years ago, you don't really have self-driving cars. It sounds crazy, and then now it's like 95% there. Like you in America at least, there are self-driving food delivery cars. There's taxis, lots of this cool stuff, but it's still not 100%. There's horrible crashes, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Where and I always, if you've seen that X-Men movie where they have self-driving, what's it called? Like huge cars bringing cargo.
Yeah, like fuck, what's that? Yeah, fuck, a truck, a
lorries, the stuff that's bringing our food everywhere.
Yeah, those.
And in that movie, there's just like there's a few horses walking over the road, and it just drives right through them.
Yeah,
because it just whatever the detectors didn't think of it.
Yeah, I even saw a video of one of those Waymo cars.
Oh yeah.
It went into where a police shooting was going off. Like
Whoa.
They were on a standoff with a guy, and the Waymo car was just went past, and they were all just like, "What the fuck?" I'm guessing the passenger also was like, "What the fuck?" Because there's a police shootout going on, and the car just like, well, there's a roadblock ahead. Well, yeah, it's police cars. Take a left turn. It's fucking retarded.
And I mean, so Sam Hyde. I don't know if it's true. I think he understands AI a little bit more than me, and he's basically saying it's not this savior tech. It's never gonna, unlocking 100% of the self-driving cars. The last percent is like a magnitude more difficult to fix than the first 99%. So it's kind of improbable that it'll ever become 100% perfect AI. And I'm not a subscriber to the idea that there's going to be an AI god that we're all going to worship or something. I just don't think it's going to happen, man.
No. I mean, no. There's a company now, I don't remember the name of it, came out, and they're really stepping up the AI workers online. But I don't think that we're going to get to that sort of phase,
like AI rights for these people or these AI bots.
Like even this one just, can run on automatic and just does accounting and does everything for you basically. But
I mean, the scenario that I would like, let's say in the next 10 years, preferably in the next 5 years, is that we all have built our own AI computer box that we have in our house that's not connected to the entire internet. It's for you. Because right now, I mean, ChatGPT, it's a glorified auto search engine.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. It gets all the information from Google. And I mean, some people, I hate the talking feature where it talks back to you. I don't use it ever. But I've been around people that are like, they sit there for 10 minutes talking about it. And the whole 10 minutes was something that they could have, said into the microphone in a concise way and gotten an answer much quicker. So
yeah. People are definitely getting stupider with this.
True. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel much more equipped to with my business and everything with the help of ChatGPT. Some AI video editors are good. I haven't had much success with picture editors, or making AI videos. I just haven't done much of it. But if I didn't have ChatGPT as a little tool here that I use all the time, it would be a little more difficult to
100%
run a business.
100%. I use ChatGPT a lot, especially when I'm just think if I have an app I want to make or a website I want to make, and I'm trying to just build that out a little bit more extra, or if I'm trying to prompt lovable in a bigger way than just writing a 2-sentence thing or do some deep research, then I use it. But then also ChatGPT has often created its own references or its own fake citations and shit like that. So you gotta be really careful with that shit. And I think it's gonna. But we also see that then in content creation these days. Like real creators are starting to be no, we can't be using AI. Yeah. And you see animation studios are we take a stance against this.
Yeah, Disney. I mean, Disney's not the greatest company ever, but this year last year, sorry. They fully. They started another wing of their animation department that's going to go back to hand painting animation, which is I think it's going to be beautiful. It's gonna be cool to see.
I think like with a lot of things, the pendulum always swings, and I think we're just going to start valuing actual humans doing shit again a lot more. I think like these animators have been getting underpaid for years, and I think with AI and everything else, their value and their worth is going to go up because companies are trying to take shortcuts. But if you're actually hiring humans that have creativity and that have, actually something behind it and soul, everything is so much beautiful that way. So I think we're gonna go back to respecting that, and
I also think I think a lot of the, the older generation, or whatever, is like blowing this way out of proportion. Like so, for the last probably 3 years now, at least, it's just been the AI is gonna take over. What's really happened? We all have ChatGPT now. Not much. There's not a ton in your daily life that's changed because AI is here, and AI has been here forever. And. I don't think we need to be that scared of it. Skynet is probably not going to happen.
No.
But his next question here is the last question from Thomas. Will Bitcoin hit 1 million in the next 5 to 10 years?
That's a good question.
I personally,
$1 million. I don't know if one Bitcoin is going to be worth $1 million.
And also not in the next 10 years. I don't think it's going to happen that quickly.
Like I think the crypto market at the moment is already 3.6 trillion. For Bitcoin to hit $1 million, how much would that have to cost? Like how much money would have to be in the market? Like not 10x, but at the same time, like what? That's like I don't know. 100 million, I think maybe 350, 400 in the next 5 to 10. But I also do think that we're due for a really big crash, like even bigger than we've been seeing. I think the ones that we've been seeing have just been like Jewish fake outs, and I think we're in for a really big crash. That's why I'm investing now in some stuff that are pretty, I would say, at good prices.
So it's hit its peak now. It's or like so far, 3.18 trillion. That's the crypto market.
Yeah,
the crypto currency.
3.8 trillion. So that's the market cap, and I think 90% of it is in Bitcoin.
Yeah,
for it to reach $1 million per coin,
hundreds of trillions or something.
It has to be something fucking ridiculous because there's so many coins out these days as well. So not all of it is in there, and the profit is, or like the percentage of the market that Bitcoin holds always is shifting. But Bitcoin is always going to be number one. Mr. Epstein was cooking up some hard stuff when he was making that Bitcoin. So
that's also like it's in the Epstein emails that he had people working on Bitcoin.
Yeah, he talks openly about it in the emails. This is crazy. Do we have any other fun
next
questions?
Guy, this is from Resart. He's a viewer here. I'm not going to read all these questions. Some of them are a little silly here, a little
goy.
So tell me about one influential person in your life and what they did, and maybe a little story or whatever. I think that's a really nice question.
That is a really nice question. Do you want to start off, or do you want me to start off?
So I have a person in mind here. It's I often call him my mentor. I had him on my old Icelandic podcast. It was a really fun episode. He was also my first boss. Let's just shout him out here. His name is Gaui, or Guðjón Wilhelm. He'll probably maybe be on this podcast someday. I'm not sure, but so in Iceland, boxing was illegal for a long time. Like boxing illegal in Iceland years. It was illegal from 1956. It was banned, and that lasted until 2002, which I find to be nuts.
That's crazy. I was about to guess 1954. I should have guessed it. That would have been cool.
Thanks.
But no, that's crazy. It was banned for that long. Gray's a pretty cool guy. Yeah, fuck with him.
So 2002. So actually, Gaui, there's a few people in there. I give most of the credit to him, and so do a lot of the pro boxers in Iceland that like know all this and respect the tradition. He was one of the big founders. So he used to own a gym in Reykjavik where him and a few other guys, including like Bubbi, you remember, like the Icelandic singer, who's also a big boxing fan and has been doing it for a long time and really respects it. so in the 1998, he had a gym at Reykjavik where they would go and just train, and it's illegal. It's very interesting that but it's not illegal to box. You could box at home. It's just that it prohibited all competition shows. Wait a minute, I'm wrong. You could not train. Training was illegal. So actually, I forget this part of the story because he told this on my podcast. Like, if I doubt there would be a huge problem if the police came and they saw boxing, but it's very interesting. What do you think the police trained because they weren't allowed to box or whatever? Judo.
Really?
Yeah. My old uncle was like the judo champion in Iceland, and he taught the Icelandic police force. He was a part of like the Viking squad, which is like
hell yeah,
SWAT team, whatever.
Yeah, that's Icelandic SWAT team.
Yeah, he's very retired right now, but yeah. So they did judo, and obviously now I know they do a lot of MMA, and there's also something like called like cop martial arts, which is ways to take down a person if they're being a threat. But in 2002, a new law permitted amateur Olympic-style boxing under supervision. Professional boxing remains illegal in Iceland, despite the 2002 relaxation of rules. And this is interesting. Me and Hjalti, we competed a lot in this amateur Olympic-style boxing. Mm-hmm. It's something called a diploma boxing, which you can do from about 13 until 18. And then in Iceland now, there's bigger competitions for amateur style, which can go up to 5 rounds. And is now you can finally, like, if you compete in these, you can win a medal and shit. I competed in the first Íslandsmeistaramót in boxing in like 2015 when they finally like brought it back, and I didn't get to get anything because they basically just said because you're not 18, you guys will compete, but it's just an exhibition. Okay. So we couldn't even pick a winner. So me and that guy, his name is David Sienda, we often like met afterwards, like, nah, you won, bro. Yeah, it was like fun. But this guy, Gauji, I'm gonna talk about, he started a boxing club in Keflavík called Boxing Club of Reykjanesbær, mm-hmm. Our town.
HFR.
And to me, at least, how I met this guy, his wife is a friend of my mom's. So I used to spend time at his house in Denmark. They lived in Denmark years ago. I was like a small child. And then when I was 15 or 14 in Iceland, you can get a job at 16. That's like when it really starts. You can get a job most places. But at around 14, you can go to what it's called the work school, mm-hmm. where at the time, I remember this so vividly. I worked a summer, which was, I only think it was like 4 weeks, 3 or 4 weeks. So you work 8 hours a day, and all you're doing is it's basically like if you were in jail. So you're fucking cleaning the gutters and shit. And I got paid about $130.
Okay, yeah.
That's like crazy. And then if you do it the next year, you could get paid maybe like $300, $400. It's a lot more money now. But I remember very vividly, like I wanted to stop that job. It was like paying nothing. And my mom called him. No. I talked to Bearman, actually. Okay. And he talked to him. And Gauji, he doesn't own this company anymore. He sold it. But he used to run the Humarsalan, or the lobster
sale.
Yeah, it's the lobster like fishery thing.
Lobster guy.
Lobster guy. And so I worked there. It was fucking awesome. Made way more money. And I just loved spending time with that guy. He was very wise. The way he parented. He had, by the way, I think he has 7 kids.
Really?
He's like a stellar like example of what I wanted to be as a man when I got older. Like, I want to have a lot of kids. I want to... He's taught all his children. He has a lot of girls. They all know how to fight. They're all in sports. I believe he's basically moved now to Spain with his daughters because they're like professional basketball players now.
Hell yeah.
It's cool as shit. So shout out to that guy. I'd love to get him on the pod one day.
Shout out.
What do you have a person in mind, Hjalti? Someone you like?
Oh yeah, shit. I was just listening to you half the time and not trying to fall asleep here because I'm sorry, I'm just getting so tired. It's 11:30 p.m. I'm an old man. I'm gonna be wholesome and be a little bit cliche. I'm gonna say my dad.
That's nice.
I started working really early for my dad at his workshop or garage, and like at 13 or 12 even, I think I started. And I would only work summers. It really taught me work etiquette and to get some responsibility. It was cool being around, business owners. I'd get to know all the like car guys here in Keflavik, all the guys that own the car rentals and all that. Like when I see them, they dap me up, and like I learned a lot from being around him and what he taught me.
That's awesome. Hjalti's got a great family. He's got a very nice family setup, very, very posh.
Well, now, not
Yeah,
always.
yeah,
There
of
was
course.
times where we had no money at all. Like my dad remembers the time where we lived in Denmark and we had no money.
Yeah.
Like his friends came to Iceland to visit him, and he couldn't even go see them.
Yeah.
He had zero money.
It's crazy.
So I come from a cool family where my dad really had to work and do good, and he's finally doing really good. And yeah, like Frikki said, I would say we're doing really good now. Yeah. Like my dad just bought a new car, and it's a pretty fancy fucking car. I'm not gonna go into it.
Can we say it?
Sure, it's a Land Rover Defender. It's a new one too. I mean, fucking good on him. I'm proud of him, and I know he's really happy about that. And I really love doing some good things for him. Yeah. So I would say my dad. Yeah,
I like that, man. Like it's to me, because now, well, eventually I'll have kids, man, and I want to be a great dad. And these people will, we all have these role models that we want to aspire to be, right?
Yes.
We're going to check out just the last questions for this episode here. So this is from another viewer here. Okay, he's got a weird name. I'm not even going to say what it is. So, could you do a long-distance relationship?
Yes.
I mean, Hjalti does that shit, so...
I think they can be. They're definitely hard.
Yeah.
But what is the hard part? Is the hard part that you miss them? Is the hard part the distance? If that's really the only hard parts, then I think you have a beautiful relationship. I think a long distance relationship can also create the biggest connection in the sense that you really have to trust them, and it tests you a lot. And when you then see them and everything is beautiful, like if you really have something that like someone in your life that it sucks that much to miss, you have someone beautiful in your life.
Yeah.
And it's not for everyone, for sure. Especially if your love language is like, physical touch or being there with someone or acts of service. Yeah. That is really hard to do from a long distance, and it takes a lot of patience, and it takes a special sort of person to be with to really make that work. So I've done it a couple of times, and it's bad most of the time, and it's really hard. But if truly you love each other, and the only thing that is really hampering it is the distance, then close the distance. Find a way to do that, and it can blossom into something really nice.
Do you know that fucking Instagram guy? Do you follow any bodybuilders? He's like a short bodybuilder that's like black hair, and he has Godzilla dolls.
Yes.
And his girlfriend, their relationship is so beautiful and pretty. It's like
I love them. They're so cute. They started off by just like Instagram or something.
Yeah, like long distance for like a few years or something like that. But anyway, I wanted to ask you, because I've never been in a long distance thing, and you were talking about I remember when I first heard of love languages, I was like, that's stupid, but it's quite real and it's quite obvious. All people are different in relationships, and I've learned to know now with my girlfriend that acts of service is just something I just need to do. Mm-hmm. I really
right, like doing something for them. I'm the same way. Like I feel like I need to be
taking care of the
yes.
I never liked the whole thing of if you're a man, you should feel bad if you're cleaning or cooking or shit. But as it turns out, throughout my life, I like cooking, and I'm a very, maybe it's OCD, maybe not, but I like to have a clean house and everything. So if your significant other is maybe not as much in there, you shouldn't be ashamed as a man. You want to keep shit clean. My dad also is like this. His house is always spotless, probably way more OCD than me. But acts of service, that's the shit I love. And
that gets hard when it has distance, but you have to then also learn patience and
did you deal with a lot of jealousy? I thought I would probably deal with a lot of that.
Yeah, a lot of it. It reminds me of I think it's the story of, I don't remember his name. It's from the Bible. I love quoting the Bible, but it's a story about this guy. He goes to a farmer, and he wants his daughter, and the farmer says, "Well, you have to then work for me for 7 years."
Yeah, you talked about
He
it.
works for 7 years,
Jacob.
but it feels like Jacob, but it feels like days because of his love for her, and it feels like nothing. You have to kind of be that, and it's hard. But if you sacrifice a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, even 5, like I think 5 for long distance. If you guys haven't been able to close the distance by then, I don't
That's
think
tough,
I think one of the people doesn't want to.
Yeah.
But if you're able to, you have forever with them.
And I'm
You
gonna
have forever with them. You have 50 years of good shit if you're able to get through that.
and like I just hope to God I can keep my relationship together. We both want to, and you know the thing is like you can't see into the future. You can want that, but stuff can change. You know, and I just
Yeah.
hope I can keep it together. I wanna go in a different way with this long distance thing. This is something that I work with a lot of disabled kids. And when I say disabled, most in my opinion, they might just have autism, and people react to people with autism very badly. In my opinion, a lot of times they're like they act like they can't do anything and they can't take responsibility. When most people with autism, they're different than you, but they also are very responsible and shit. So one of them is like it's almost gonna move from his parents. Like it's almost gonna happen. And this is something I've talking to him for years. So he used to have all these relationships on Discord.
Yeah.
You know, in my opinion, that's something I hope that my kids will not go through. Like I sort of miss that whole thing where people nowadays, especially after COVID, they have full like friendships just on Discord and full like we always go to this group call and all these relations. And to me, I think you probably agree. If you're in a Discord call with like 6 people every day, like most of them they're not really true like close friends. It just can't be. But
A lot of his surface level. And I remember the Skype days back in the day. I had some like weird friend groups on there, and I don't talk to anyone anymore. And I know that a lot of it was very fake. And no.
But I would get in arguments with this kid, and because now he's had real relationships. So now we've talked about it. And he's like, yeah, I agree with you now. But we used to argue about this a lot. When he would tell me, you have a girlfriend, I was like, oh shit, okay, cool. And like she's from fucking Korea. Like, oh, okay, all right. So they've been talking for like maybe a few months or whatever. They're probably doing sexting shit, like everybody does.
Yeah.
But they haven't met each other. They're probably not going to meet each other. But they're still, both of them are like saying they're in a relationship. And to me, I'm like I would love to believe that okay, you can eventually meet each other and stuff, but it's not real. It's like but
it's hard.
And I didn't want to be disrespectful, obviously.
Of course
but this is obviously an autistic kid, and this happened a lot. He probably
It's a canon event as well. He needs to live through.
Yeah, and a lot of I know some of these like they might learn a few months later that they just have boyfriends in that country. They're just
true.
doing this.
They just wanted a little
shit.
extra attention online.
That's a big thing that I was always telling him. Like, you gotta not take a part of yourself and give it to this person across the world. That's not even. You have no idea if this is gonna be something real. You're giving so much of your energy to this thing that's out there. And me and Hjalti have a friend. I'm not gonna name him. That got taken for like $8,000.
Jeez.
And he went out there to the countries he lived in, and turns out she's basically a sociopath. Like she had, she had bad things, and like I just hope this kid didn't have to deal with that. Thank God, but.
I mean, yeah, that's why you gotta go see that person in long distance. Like just having a relationship off Discord and never meeting them.
Yeah,
that's horrible. I mean, when I was 12 or 13, I had this on relationship with this girl in New Zealand. Obviously, at that age, I could have never gone there. Yeah. But then one day I get a message from her sister, and she fucking killed herself. You know what I'm saying? Like you never fucking know, bro.
Whoa, holy shit! She killed herself?
Yeah.
How old were you?
12, 13.
Fuck.
It happened the same week that my dad's sister's man also shot himself. It happened the same week. And I know this was confirmed because also me and one of her best friends, we still keep in kind of contact. She actually just had a kid. Shout out Chelsea. You're fucking awesome.
Shouts.
But yeah, like you never know on that
Rest
online
in peace
shit.
to that person. That's
Courtney.
very sad.
Rest in peace, Courtney, man. I always had a plan to go one day go see her grave, but then I heard that her parents just scattered her ashes into the ocean, which is also beautiful.
Yeah.
But that shit's scary. But with online relationships, go meet them.
Yeah.
If it's gonna work, you both are gonna want to meet. If you don't want to and you just want to keep it online, shit could be a little weird. Something's going on.
Yeah.
But if you meet them and shit's awesome and you want to keep it going, then keep fighting for it. Love is beautiful, man. Nice. Being in love is beautiful. Getting out of love is also beautiful in its own horrible way, because it reminds you that like it's beautiful that a person can make you feel so deeply. You know what I mean? Even if they're gone, that it makes you feel that deeply. That was beautiful that you had that. Love is something that you cannot ever close out on. I've definitely been in a place where I wanted to just close out on love. Everyone is horrible. This is horrible. True. But it's such a beautiful feeling being in love, man. It's such a beautiful feeling.
But eventually when me and Hjalti will experience like being fathers, that's like a completely different level of like, I'll kill anything for this thing.
Right. Fuck yeah, man. It's one of the most beautiful things you can do is become a dad one day.
I think this podcast is fun at this moment in our lives. You know, we like I've always disliked, even when I was like 16 in the school we were in, always disliked when I hear guys, also women, but especially guys like, I won't have kids. I don't need kids. I don't want to have, because I don't think you'll ever grow to your full potential unless you raise children.
Right.
It's crazy.
It's a part of life that all your ancestors did. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
Try living that. See how it is.
With that, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. If you want to see the next part of this episode, go to patreon.com/FixedYourProblemsPodcast.
It was a doozy.
It was a fucking great episode, man.